Okay. Now you guys understand, right, like what we have discussed till yesterday, what is the class and object and about inheritance topics, like what it is. Now let's see about other topic, what is polymorphism and what are the objectives in this one. First of all, what is polymorphism? The process of representing one form in many forms. Suppose now let me take one example. So one person or like one word, we can have a number of meanings, right? Is it like in Telugu we can say nanarthalu? It's like for one word we have multiple words, right? The same way here, one form in many forms, that is called polymorphism. Here poly means many and morphs means forms. So many forms, that means like many names the same way for one word, right? The same way here, polymorphism means many forms. For one example, let me take in the normal programming way. If you guys see this one, operator, additional operator, right? Arithmetic operator. You see this one. Let me take some small example. This one. Sorry, I'm just taking. So here, 5 plus 6, 7. Okay, it is giving 12, right? The same way, if high plus. See what it is doing here. Here it is doing addition, but here it is taking concatenation. So what it is doing? So but using only single, like in the same operator, that is addition operator. But we are getting multiple ways. Like here, for if you are using integers, you are getting the value. But if you are using strings, you are getting concatenation. So this is the way. Example one: operator access concatenation and arithmetic addition. We are doing. So suppose take this one asterisk symbol. What it will do? Operator, this one we can multiply. Suppose let me take small example for this one, 5 into 7. So we're getting, so now if I multiply this one with 3, this one, sorry 1 second. See, it is giving, okay, hello, multiple 5, so it is repetition. See this one, 5 into 7, this is output we are getting for integers, but this one is repetition. It's like how many times we are just printing the same string, right? So this is about example. So we can perform using one addition to multiple ways. Either we can do addition or else like concatenation. This is called polymorphism. So in polymorphism, we have two examples are there, guys. Two topics. So let me see about that. Overloading and overriding, what it means. Let's see about operator overloading. Sorry, let me, okay, one second, guys. I think you don't have this one. Example, 1 second. Let me remove this one. I think operator overloading is not required. This one. Types only, guys. Nothing. Yeah. Now let's see. So polymorphism means one form in many forms we have seen, right? Now let's talk about the overloading and overriding. What these are. So we can use same operators, same methods for different purposes for this overloading. Okay. Okay, let me take small example. Suppose, okay, these are the examples we're discussing. Say this one, same operator. See for this one, 5 plus 7, we're doing addition, and 5 high plus high, this is string, that is concatenation. That is called, we can use same operator or same methods for different purposes. See, for additions we're doing, and for strings concatenation we're doing. This is called simple overloading operator. That is just small one, so this is why I just removed. Now just see the two types of overloading, what it means. We have method overloading and constructor overloading. One more before stepping into this one, Python doesn't support this method of overloading, but we'll just see why it is not supporting. Method overloading, what it means. If two methods having same name but different types of arguments, then those methods are said to be method overloaded. Now let me show you some example for now. Before that, I'll just save this one class, or else, okay, let me take one class, ABC. Save. Polymorphism.py. Okay, enough. Yeah. Now just create one class. Now I'm going to create two functions, guys. Function one, this is the self, that is a comma b, and or else just return. So I need to, so instead of initializing the direct. So we have two ways, right, to initiate the instance variables. One is constructor, or else directly use instance method itself. Here, directly I will return here itself. Return self dot a. So instead of like this, instead of self dot a equals to a, so directly I'll use return keyword here. Return self dot a into self dot b. This one. So this one function, let me create the same function with the same name. So this one will take 3 values. So I'll just self dot c. So just created one class and with 2 functions, but we have same name, but this one taking different operator, that means different variables. This one taking 2 variables, but this one is taking 3 variables. Now I'm going to create my object equals to ABC. Because we don't have any constructor, that's why I'm not passing any variables here. Now object dot function 1. Now guys, any guesses like which function might will execute if I just pass like this 5 comma 6? Just guess, any guess. If it is wrong also, that's fine. From now onwards I need a small answer at least from you guys, whether it is throw error or like we will throw any output. Any guess? No, it will throw error guys. Why? Because see, yeah, but see this one, class ABC. In this one, we have 2 functions, but the same name, but different like variables. But while calling the function, if we pass only 2 variables, but see this one, the latest function it will call in your program when you're trying to call the function. So what is the latest one? This one. So, sir, you say this one is first, but this one, no, that's what I'm telling. Python works like a sequential. Just now, just take some variable equals to 5, and next line variable equal to 7. Now what is the variable of, what is the value of variable? Latest variable. So now if you just print var means what is the value of var? Yeah, how it is working sequential way. So what is the latest function over here? This one. So this concept is called method overloading. Sorry, see it's doing missing one more required position argument. See, we have given 5 6, but it is asking missing one more required. Why? See this one. Sir, you're just giving only 2, but here we have a why it is not calling means this why. That's why I told you. This is working as sequential way. That means which function is the latest one. So now if you pass 7 here. So instead of this one, let me print that directly. So object has no attribute A. Something did I messed up? One sec, guys. Oh, I see. Because of overloading, we are getting error again. That's why Python doesn't support method overloading concept. See, this is a note, see here. But in Python, overloading is not possible. When, see, suppose if I just pass only 2 values here, it is throwing like one missing is like, see, missing one required position argument. But when I giving all 3, comma 6, but still it is throwing error. Yeah, object has no attribute. This one, yeah. Something did I messed up? No, nothing. Everything is fine. Okay, this one. So that's why method overloading concept is not working in Python. If you're trying to declare multiple methods with the same name and different number of arguments, then Python will always consider only the last method. This one. This one, only the last method it will consider. Suppose instead of return, I think maybe because of that, that's throwing error. Let me check one sec, guys. See, it is giving same error. So the method overloading concept is not working in Python. It's clear? See that conclusion. So if we are trying to declare multiple methods with same name and same different number of arguments, then Python will always consider only last method. Just seen that above program, this one, the same program we just seen. Now this is about method overloading. Suppose in your function have multiple constructors, then how it will work? Yeah, this we can give that. Syntactically it will work, but while calling the constructor, it will throw error. Let's say now. For now, I'll just comment this. Just remember only, you don't need to work on this one. Method overloading, just see this concept. Next overriding we have, that one you need to work. So class, I'm just taking ABC again. Now I'm just going to declare two constructor guys. So here I'm just taking two variables again. Self.a. It's okay. Instead of that, let me print a equals to a. Print. Okay, instead of print, just only declare that. Self a comma b comma c. I am only taking only ABC means like instead of typing everything, it will take time. So that's why I'm just giving only ABC. Self dot b equals to p equals to c. Now in our class, you have only two constructors. We don't have any other methods, right? So here I'll just simply create an object. So when the constructor will execute at the time of object creation only, the constructors will execute, right? Now see, we have two constructors, one having three variables and another having two variables. Now, if I'm going to create object with for one class with two variables, so which constructor might will execute? We feel so the way the order how the flow it works. That means this one will take. But if I pass only two variables, let's say ABC of here, I'll take this one, guys, strings instead of integers only. I'm just taking two strings. It is missing one required positional argument, that is say this one. This is called method overloading constructor also. So I'm just taking and I'm passing all three. Now let's see. See, it is not working anything. It is not giving because it is called method. So constructor which will work, but methods it is throwing error. Why means like it is method overloading concept is not working in Python. That's it. Just know this topic. So we don't need to work on this one. So this is about method overloading in the method overloading in the polymorphism. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, the main next topic is overriding. This is the main actual topic. So again, in overriding, we have two types. That is method overriding and constructor overriding. Now let's see. Whatever members available in the parent class, those are by default available to the child class through inheritance. We're talking about now going to inheritance. If the child class not satisfied with the parent class implementation, then child class is allowed to redefine that method in the child class based on its requirement. Now, when you're working with the overriding, now the actual topic of inheritance will come. Now let's see. Yeah, now I'm taking one class ABC. This one class. So here, let me take one method that is parent. I'll just give the parent self. It will take two values, guys. A. So okay, instead of var1. So it is taking two variables. So what I'm just trying to return of var1. So I'm just trying to multiply two variables using in class. This is about one parent class. Now I'm going to create one child class that is sub ABC. So I have to use inheritance. We have to use open parenthesis and just pass the class name of that. Sorry. Now, okay, let me take same here, same function number because we have same. We know we are working the overriding, right? How this one will work? Let's say. So now I'm just passing same value, same a comma b. Here I'm just doing multiplication, but I don't want to do that. It might be already in some files, but I want to do addition now. So simply implement this one, just inherit that, just use the same method which you have. Now here, just change the logic. I need to add two variables. Instead of multiplication, I can do this addition. This is called overriding, guys. Now see this. Whatever members available in the parent class, those are by default available to the child class through inheritance. That's why, if the child class not satisfied, that means it doesn't like the logic in the parent class, then child class is allowed to redefine, that means to recreate the method in the child class based on its requirement. Now what I'm doing here, in the parent class I'm just multiplying, I don't like the logic. In the child class I'm just simply changing the logic, that is addition. This is called method overriding. So now I'm just going to create, sorry, we have written right. Okay, let me take print my object dot, what is the method, parent 5,6. Okay, something is did messed up. Oh, sorry. Here we given a and we are passing that. Sorry, guys. Self dot a. Okay, this is fine. Okay, instead of var directly, let me take self instance variables only, not local variables. Okay. Okay, sub ABC object has no attribute a. Did I mess up something? Why subject a is not giving error? It is giving error. A plus b. Okay, return a plus b. Okay, we have defined right. Okay, first we have to define, then only we have to use. Okay. One sec, guys. FBA. Okay, this okay. One thing, guys. I think maybe for instance variable directly we can't use. So first we have to initialize that. Then only it will work. Okay, that's one good thing to learn. Okay, now see this point. Now parent ABC class one variable, that is one method, that is parent. Again, we didn't like the logic behind this one. So now what I'm doing, I'm just taking the same name from the parent class. Now I'm just going to changing the logic behind that. So in that previous parent class we have multiplication, but here we are doing the addition. This is like changing the way implementation, that is called method overriding. Yeah, this is about method overriding, guys. Suppose if any things, that means like even in parent class and child class having the same function name or same method name, it will always calls the first child one. If it is not exist, then only it will go into the parent class. But if we want to achieve the method overriding concept, then only we have to give the same name in both classes. It's like same method names we have to give, just change the logic behind those methods. The next concept is constructor overriding. What it means. So this one we already discussed yesterday. For now, I'll just explain you again. If the child doesn't have constructor, then parent class constructor will be executed at the time of child class object creation. Suppose, sorry, these are not like much practice ones, just to remember only what we suppose if you enter ask you what it means, like what is overriding and what is overloading, just to remember these points only, that's enough. I'm just going to create one class ABC again. So in that, I'm just going to define one constructor. ABC, sorry. Now class sub ABC, sorry. just simply pass. Okay, for now. So now I'm just going to create one object equals to sub ABC. Yesterday we have seen that. So now if I run the script, it will throw error. Why? Because see this one. We are creating the object for the child class. This one. And we don't have any constructor here, right? In the child class, we don't have any constructor. So constructor will execute at the time of object creation. So here we're just creating the object. So now when child class doesn't have any constructor, then the parent class or super class constructor will execute. Now, if I just pass this one, see it is throwing it. So it is missing two required positional arguments, that is A and B. Why? Because this one, see, this constructor taking two variables. Now if I pass 5,6, no, it will not throw any error. It will just simply execute. Okay, let me print here itself directly. See, it is getting the values right. Suppose if I have the same constructor in my child class also, it is printing only this one. Why? Because first, when you're creating any object for the which class, that is child class, so now it will check the constructor in this class. Then only if it is not there, then only it will work. Suppose if it is not available in the child class, then it will go search in the parent class. Suppose here if I have passed 3 variables and if I pass just 2 variables here, let's see, it will throw error. Why? Because it's missing one required position arguments. So now I change the logic behind this one again for constructor overriding itself. See, for this constructor having only 2 variables, but this constructor having 3 variables. So this is a possible way. So this is called method overriding. Suppose now, if you want to execute both constructors, that means we can use this super method, guys. That is called super keyword or a super method. Now this constructor having three what is this, 3 variables, guys, and this constructor having only two variables. Now to define that or to call that object like constructor, we have to use super of. Whenever you use this super of, we can call this constructor, guys. Now how many variables are there in this constructor? 2 variables. Now we can just pass 2 values here. I think this might little confuse you, but we have to learn this. Apart from that, we don't have any other option, guys. That's it. See now, whenever we called like we created the object, now it will go in this class. Now it will search for the constructor. Okay, it is there. Then it will go for the next line. Next line, what it is doing, we're just simply calling or like creating an object to this constructor that is in this super class parent class. See this one, how it is working. Super off. Now it is printing 5,6. Like let me change the values like 7,8. Okay, now see, first it is executing this constructor. That is called constructor overriding. If child does not have constructor, then parent class constructor will be executed at the time of child class object creation. Here, we're just creating the object. Now, if child class having constructor, then child class constructor will be executed at the time of child class object creation. But still, if we want to call the constructor from the parent class, we can use this super method or super keyword. These are just only theory or like some for practicals only, just to remember, guys. But sometimes you might face in interview also just question. That's why I just covered this one. This about polymorphism. Okay, the next topic is the main one is encapsulation, guys. This is the most important one, guys. For now, polymorphism is like just like only to remember. It's like a theory practice. You can just remember that. And now coming to the encapsulation. So what it means. Before stepping into this one, what is encapsulation? Just normally if you take medicines, right? Sometimes if you take medicines, there is one particular medicine. It's like a tube kind. There inside that there may be some small particles will be there, right? That is called encapsulation. So that means in that thing we have can see multiple colors, right? In that medicine, that is called encapsulation. So in our programming also we have encapsulation. That is, let's see. Encapsulation is the practice of building data, that is variables and methods that operate on the data into the single unit. That is single unit, that is the same class, while restricting direct access to some details, that is data hiding. Okay, let me, before that, I'll give small example. This one, take your mobile only. So now your mobile, you can access a few things in your mobile, like open Chrome or like open YouTube, anything we can do. But you can't see the process, what is happening behind that. You don't know that, like what is the process. It is the same way here. Encapsulation will work all the same thing. That is called variables and functions. Like you are opening something, like clicking on buttons. Like if you go back to some 10 years back, you can see the switches, like the buttons, right? Button phones, yeah, keypad things, that is called variables and functions. So what we can see and we can touch and feel, right? That is called variables and functions. That is called encapsulation. But some details which are hiding on the back end, we don't know. Like when you press something, you don't know what will happen on the back end, the processing. If you click on red button, it will disconnect the call. But we're not sure like what type of logic they have written on the back end side. That is called hiding the data. This is called encapsulation. This helps protect data. So now suppose if someone knows like how the mobile is working, definitely they might try to hack the mobile, right? So that's what the same here. If someone knows this, like I'm sorry, okay, come here. This helps protect data from the accidental modification. Now let's see. Before that, I'll just give small example for this one, encapsulation. Now you will understand. So let me take as okay. For now, let me take the bank account. For example, only I'm just taking one class. Pivot. Okay, here I'm just taking one bank account. Now, guys remember like how to create a static variable, right? Just simply pass a variable equal to some value, right? This is class or static variables. Now we have one more variable, that is private variable. Till now we have seen only instance variable, class variable, and local variables. Now we are going to discuss about the private variable in the encapsulation. Now let one, before to define or like to create private variable, we have to use two double underscores, guys. This one is called private variable. Now balance equals to 5,000. So here just one I'm taking two variables. Okay, for now this one I'll just remove because I don't want this class variable. Now we're talking about the private variable. So I just simply declared, that means created one class, and inside that I'm taking one variable. If you see, okay, let it be. Here I'm going to take one more variable, guys. Previous, or else like 100. Okay, now see. Here we have two variables. Now this one is just like a normal variable, or else like magic methods we can call it. This one is act like private variables, guys. See, if you see any double underscore before the any variable, this is called private variable. Okay, let's see. Now I'm going to create one object, guys. Then you will understand. So object equals to, if you don't understand, just let me know. Now print. Suppose now how to access the just normal class variables. So now how to access this variable outside of the like other class, unless like we can use another class. How we can use, either we can use object name or else like class name. Object name or else print bank account dot var. So these are two ways we can access these normal variables. Now this one is also just like a normal variable. Now let me take object dot this one. Now let me run the script. Py encapsulation. So it is printing both. So var values hello and this previous value is 100. Now let me try to access this variable. I'm not sure like what type of variable it is, but let me try using this object. Print object dot balance. See, it is throwing error. Bank account, that means this is a bank class. Object has no attribute, that is showing. But sir, you declared already here, but why it is showing no attribute? That means this is called private attribute or like private variables, because we are declaring in Python few variables which people should not see at all. The same in mobiles, right? The process which is happening at the back end. So the same way here we have some private variable. Private means already you know, right? Private means people can't see that one. Only few people can see. The same way this private variable. This one how we can access is using object plus class. Both we have to use to access this private. Suppose now if you want to hack your mobile means that means I need to install some terminals in your mobile. Then only I can hack your mobile, right? The same way to see this private variable, I have to use both class name as well as the object name. How I can you see here object dot after that just give one underscore. And what is our class name? Bank account. After that just it will be same variable. See now it is giving 5,000. Earlier just see this class variable, that is where and previous ones. These variables we can just simply use object dot, but to call or like to use or to print these private variables we have to use object plus class name we are using. So object dot and underscore. This is called name mangling, guys. The concept name is called name mangling. So the concept name, so why what is this one means name mangling? That means we are calling the private variable using both object plus class name. See, and after object dot, just pass the underscore and the class name and double underscore of that variable. This is called name mangling or it's like private variable calling. So this is called encapsulation, guys. Now let's see. Suppose, okay, let me take same example only. Here, I'll just remove these two. I don't want you know already. Now, one more thing, guys. This variable we can give anywhere, guys. Not only in the class variables only, we can give in the constructor also. How we can do that? So I'm just going to create one constructor. What? Sorry, self common. Let me take balance and amount. So I'm just taking two variables. Here, while declaring, how to declare that private variables in the constructor means self, we have to use always self, guys. If you are declaring anything, either it could be normal variable or like private variable, we have to use self dot only. Self dot. Now, if I use double underscore, balance equals to, now I can use BLNC. Now this is another variable. Now I'm declaring as a private variable. Or simply you can pass this BLNC. This one, this is also valid. Self dot amount, sorry. Or else like anything it would be. I'm going to take one function, guys. Let's see my function or like my method. This one self, I'm taking only one variable. Here, I need to return self dot balance. Guys, remember about unary operator. In the operators, in the arithmetic operators, we have discussed about unary, binary, ternary. If one operator working only on one thing, it's like a equal to 5. Now a plus equals to a. That a value is 10 now. This is unary operator because here we are using only same one operator and but one operator. So this is called unary operator. Now let's see use the same one here. Plus equals to can do anything, guys. I'm just giving some logic, but here this one, how to access the private variables and how to use this single operator, that is unary operator. That's it. This one is not much required. I'm just simply given, but okay, let it be. Okay, instead of return, just simply give some logic, guys. I'm not giving anything. Now, if I just try to print, it's like, okay, def my balance. One more thing, guys. If you are working with the private variables, always create one more method. Just create one more way, because other people, like if you implement your program today and if you're just trying to access that in some other, like after some days, if you just give this variable, people might can see the like what type of variable you have used, right? That's why simply create one method and just return that variable. Now, what is the balance what going to give here? The same value, it will be multiple like addition. Maybe just create confusing actually. Now object dot my function one. Okay, double. It's and we don't have any option because I don't have any return keyword here. Now I have written now object dot name my balance. Okay, something is messed up. Okay, you need a passing value. Sorry, it is 5,000. I'm just passing some value. See, it is giving some value. So, but we are not printing directly this one. We're just simply given some other method and we're just calling that because I don't want to call this private variable explicitly. That's why I'm giving that into another method. So now balance. Suppose if you give some value to your balance, what it will happen? It will be multiplied, or else like if after some days you can withdraw anything, right? So simply I'm just taking two variables and just to tell that explain what is private variable, I'm just giving like this one example. So this is about small like encapsulation. Now, if you want, I'll just give this example also for you. Okay, just see this one example here. Class bank account, this one class, and here the underscore value equal to hello. This is our just private variable. Again, I'm created one constructor. This one instead of let me call this. Now this one, the same example, and earlier only I explained. For now, just see this one. What I'm doing. This is the private variable, and this is the public variable, guys. See, public variable, I can simply call that. It's like using print. Okay, already here, right? See, object dot account number you can use, or else like okay, this way how you can access the public variable, or it's like this one. See, private variable. How I'm just accessing object dot and class name underscore underscore that variable. What is that variable? This is what how we can hide the few details in your Python program using the private variables. This is about encapsulation, guys. So any doubts in this one? Anyway, sometimes it might create confusion about what is normal variables or it's like class variables and the private variables. Private will just like to hide something from other user, like other programmers. So this is about complete encapsulation, guys. I think we have covered almost all topics in the OOPS concept. Now we're going to other things like abstract class and interface. This one we'll discuss in the Django, guys, because I don't want to discuss now and to create confusion. So now we're going to step into other topic that is called exception handling. For now today, just practice this one. Just like how to use this private variable and how to call this private variable. That's it. Just now coming to next exception handling, what it is and what are the objectives we have. So errors and exception and type of errors and handling exception by using try, except, and finally keywords and creating customized exceptions. Now let's see. In any programming language, there are two types of errors are possible, guys. One is syntax errors and the next one is runtime errors. Now let's show some example for that. Where equals to exception. See, now I simply created one variable equal to one string. Now if I run this, it is giving some error. That is syntax error. Now see this one. It's called syntax errors. First one. If I just give now, it won't throw any error. Now it is working fine. Because if you are working, the errors which occur because of invalid syntax are called syntax errors. It's a programmer is responsible to correct these syntax errors. It's our responsibility only to stop these syntax errors. Once all syntax errors are corrected, then only program execution will be started. Now I'm not getting any error. See, because earlier I missed the subject quotation. That's why I'm getting syntax error. Now I'm rectified that. So now I'm not getting any errors. This is about just syntax error. Now we have one more thing that is called runtime errors. This is the most important. While executing the program, if something goes wrong, then we will get runtime errors. Those are might be cause of end user input or like programming logic or memorable like memory problems, etc. Something like that. Let's see. Variable equals to input of. Or just print var. I'm just simply taking one variable and just printing that using input function. Yes. Now just run that. So it is asking me, it is prompting me to something else. I don't enter anything. I simply click on enter. It's not giving anything. Okay. Okay. Now let me give something else like, okay. It is giving the same thing. Okay. It takes the same thing, right? Okay. Now, okay. End user input, we are not getting some error. Okay. Let me try to program logic. Somewhere did I messed up something with this stuff input? We take some value var 1 equal to 0. Print var 1. It is giving something else. So it is divisible, right? But why it is giving means like if you divide anything just normally 10 divided by 0 means infinity will get. But in programming, we are getting 0 division error. This is like one type of error. These are the runtime errors. We are getting these errors in the while executing our program. So I just want to show you some example. That's why I've given this one. While executing this program, if something goes wrong, here see something has gone wrong, then we'll get only runtime errors. Those are might be cause of sometimes user input or it's like programming logic. Now here the programming logic because 10 divided by 0, that's why you're getting error. And memory problems. This one is like very rare. If you have any memory issues, that time only we'll see. The most of the times we see errors in the programming logic guys only. Now let's see about the complete exception handling. Before that, I would like to show you something. So what is normal flow and abnormal flow? In a program, if all statements are executed as per the condition and successfully got output, then that flow is called normal flow of execution. Let me take a small example for that. See, I've just given some normal print functions. Now I just simply run this one. Okay, instead of this, okay, let it be. Fine, I'll just give you. It is printing. Why? Because it is they didn't have any issues. This is called just normal function. So if all the statements are executed as per the condition successfully got output, then that flow is called normal flow of execution. Now come to abnormal flow. What it is? While executing the statements in any program, if any error occurred at the runtime, then immediately program flow will get terminates abnormally. That means, see here, if I just give 10 divided by 0. Now it will print these two, but it will stop till here, but it will not execute. This one is correct, but it will stop the complete programming here. Why? Because we are getting some error, right? This is called abnormal flow. See, it is printing first two lines fine, but here you're getting 0 division. This is called abnormal flow. That is, if any we have multiple statements and if it is going line by line, if you're getting some error, that is called abnormal flow. It is completely terminates the complete program. So here we're in the third line, we are getting error, but Why it is not executing this one? This is correct, but why it is not? This is called abnormal flow. It is terminates the complete flow of program. Now, to work with these type of errors, we have exception handling is there, the concept to catch these errors and how to work with these errors. Now let's see what is an exception before stepping into exception handling. An unwanted or unexpected event which disturbs the normal flow of program is called exception. See, till here it is working fine, but third line here we're getting error. That is called zero division error. Unwanted and unexpected event which disturbs the normal flow of a program is called exception. Let's see this one. See this diagram, you can understand. I'll just make it a little big. See this one. It's like normal flow of programming. Here we're getting some exception, that is in this line we're getting some error. So what it will go next? It like terminal is like stopping the complete programming, right? Stopping here, but I don't want to stop this one. Next line I should execute that. How I can do that? That is called exception handling. To handle such type of errors in your programming, like not only in Python, in any programming, we have a concept called exception handling. That means we can handle the errors. So next, execute the other lines. So when an exception occurred, then immediately program will terminate abnormally, that we know. We need to handle those exceptions on high priority for normal flow of execution. Now let's see. Something like, let me take some example. Okay. 1 second, I'll give, okay, sorry. Why it is not going away? Okay. Arey yaar, I missed up something. Okay. Okay. Arey yaar, where it went? Okay. Now see, suppose when you're working with Amazon database, sometimes just assume with the database backend side, we have some database, right? DB. So now what I'm just trying to do is just trying to fetch some details, that is like username and it's like mobile number and is what are the products or like orders he has done. So these three details you're just trying to fetch from the Amazon database. So what they will do is just create one class will create, and the constructor you will give the some values, that is username, password and some database details. First to connect this database, until to connect this database we don't get any details from the database, right? So we will give all this username and password and the database details in the constructor. This is constructor. Suppose in the next methods, we'll just use this database connection and we'll fetch the data in this method. So here class, this is class ABC and this is constructor and this one is method. In the method, we're just trying to fetch the data. But in the constructor, if you give the values like username incorrect, it will throw error. So to handle such type of errors, we can use this exception handling. That's why I just show you some example for this, how to handle this exception handling. We have two things, guys, that is try and except. These are the two keywords which we can handle these errors. Now let's see some example for that. Okay, I think I have just stop here. Okay, anyways, the time is also getting up. Okay, and tomorrow we'll discuss about those keywords. What is try and accept, how to do that. And tomorrow I'll show you some. Yeah, yeah, you can ask me. Else you can just type here. That's fine. Okay, and what I'm just trying to say. Yeah, tomorrow, uh, already one database installed in my laptop. So I'll just show you that how to connect to the database and how to fetch the data from the database. I will show you that, and I will give you some wrong details, and I will show you that some real-time examples. Only you will understand easily. Yeah, Tejshri, you can ask me. Yeah, that's fine. No worries. Yeah, you can speak. No worries. I can't see that one, ma. So sorry, ma, I can't see that. So just take screenshot of that and just send it to me. Then I'll help you on that. Now I can't see that in the video call. But that one I'll tell you in the it's like separate ping you. Just ping me on that. I'll help you on that. How to do that. Don't worry. Okay, guys. Then we'll wrap up this call for today, and we'll catch up tomorrow. I think today's completely like theory type. It's like you have to do bear with this. We don't have any other option. So I think by tomorrow I'll just show you some real-time example how to do this one and how to catch the errors also. Okay, for today I'll just close this call and we'll catch up tomorrow. Bye, guys.